Tyger, Tyger, burning bright in the forests of the night. What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer? What the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil? What dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tyger, Tyger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? Tyger.
For whom is this song? Who, when it's all over, will there be to feel sorry? You may say, I regret now that this thing is going to come to an end. But when it's come to an end, nobody will either regret or be happy about it. That will be that. So in a way, you can say, oh, this feeling of sorrow that I have that it's going to come to an end is really rather irrelevant, because let me look at the thing from the other direction. Supposing it never would come to an end. In other words, here is this alternation of joy and sorrow. And however happy I am today, I'm always going to feel miserable later on. They may be happy again, but then after that miserable. And this is never going to stop. I just can't get rid of the damn thing. That's pretty depressing, isn't it? I mean, when you think it through. So you say, well, let's make a compromise between these two possibilities. One is that this compromise is, in other words, that it will disappear altogether, but then it'll start again. Because when it starts again, it'll feel like it does now, which is that it never happened before. So, you're always in the same place, just like you feel now. Let's supposing that the Hindus are right, that the universe lasts for 4,320,000 years, and then it vanishes, and then it starts and runs for another 4,320,000 years, then it vanishes, and it does it again. And it does it, and does it, and does it, and does it, and there is no end to this. But fortunately, because of the forgettery, every 4,320,000 years, it doesn't become a totally insufferable bother. There is this blank space, this trough between the crests of the waves. You see? Now the Hindus thought about that. And they got tired. And they thought about the possibility of moksha, liberation, or nirvana from the everlasting cycle of appearing and disappearing. But then when they thought that through, the Buddhists, for example, having really said, now we've got the trick, as the Buddha said after his enlightenment, now I found you out, you who build the house. I'm going to take the house apart. The roof beam is brought down. Desire is the builder of the house. See, I found it. Never again shall you build it. And the Buddhists thought that one over. Yes, they're crazy. We found a way out of samsara, the wheel of birth and death. And somebody one day said, but isn't that rather selfish? get yourself out. What about all the other people? Don't you have any feeling of compassion? Oh yes, they said, of course. We forgot that, didn't we? Let's come back again and help all these people out. Then they got very sophisticated about it. They said, look, if nirvana is released from birth and death, then they're opposed. And so nirvana and birth and death go together, and they will have to employ one another. So you're only really released if you see that. If you see that nirvana and birth and death are the same thing. So every time an incarnation occurs, it feels like you're saying, it might be quite different. We might be reincarnated in another universe, beings of an altogether different shape. Not at all like human beings. But because we were used to it, we would feel that that was the human shape. We would say, well, that's natural. Obviously, that's the way things are. So naturally, if you appeared in the form of a spider, you would look around at other spiders and say, well, yes, of course, this is all